Hey, friends, welcome back to another episode of Living in the Sandwich Zone. I am freshly back from a gal pal getaway with my two friends, Shalon and Gracie, and they took me away to celebrate my lane change, my retirement. And so we took a little road trip up to Ventura in the Oxnard area, and we got to spend a few days together just reminiscing, celebrating, and kicking off this new chapter. So I'm excited to have had, like an event. This was our first event to kick off retirement. So I am back from that and kind of settling into the December, I don't know, hustle. There's so much that goes on in December. My dad's birthday is this week on Wednesday. And then Lenny's birthday 10 days later. And then 2 days after that is Christmas. So it's um, a full itinerary for the month of December. And like with every year, when it gets to this time of year, I look back and kind of assess where I've come from and where I am. So this year, 2023, was my year of inspired action. And that was a theme that I set at the end of 2022. And it has carried me through and carried me very far this year. So much has happened. I mean, so many big milestone shifts have happened in this year, from me taking that trip in Dallas, or taking the trip to Dallas in January to kind of stir the pot of career change, to me ultimately walking away and leaving work behind. So lots of stuff has changed. And I feel like the inspired action theme has carried me and inspired me to listen to the voice within, honor that, and really, really pay heed to those soul whispers, because inevitably they have guided me to my next right step. So, case in point, I know I talk about Trader Joe's a lot, it seems like, on this podcast, but case in point, yesterday, yesterday, before I was going to go help do the dad time transition, I decided I'm going to go to Trader Joe's. I feel like I just need to go to Trader Joe's, get some things for the week. And so I decided to go. And I drove down to the big Trader Joe's, the Trader Joe's where Lenny and I used to have our pandemic mental health shopping adventures. And I walked into the store and I decided I'm going to get myself some flowers. But back up for a second, because as I was walking into the store, I realized I had forgotten my cell phone in the car. And I made a choice to just forget it, to just leave it and keep going. So I walk into Trader Joe's and I'm perusing the flowers, and I look behind me and I see a friend, Kelly Higgins, from high school. And Kelly was in my brother's year. So Kelly's a few years ahead of me. And we start to chat. And we talk, about everything. We just talk about retirement, we talk about family, we talk about our kids, we talk about next steps. And in the conversation, I learn that Kelly is a specialist in the area of dyslexia and does a lot of work in the realm of special education. And so we talk and we're sharing, and I'm sharing that that's one of my passion projects. That's one of the things I want to get into. And so um, it was just one of these synchronistic, serendipitous connections that I look at and I'm like, if I hadn't listened to that little whisper to go to Trader Joe's when I did, and to realize I had forgotten my cell phone in the car and just say, forget it, and kept going, all of those things lined up perfectly for me to connect with Kelly in the flower aisle. So inspired action has carried me a long way. Um, I have, as you know, if you've listened to this podcast, I have really been challenged with having a lot of stuff on my plate and the anxiety that comes with that and the stress that comes with that. And so I have taken every opportunity to kind of settle my system and chillax a little bit. So, one of the things, another inspired action I will tell you is this project. This another inspired action is this product called Magic Mind. And Magic Mind is one of those things that kept blipping on my radar. And this was since ever since last year, well before I went to Africa. And it just kept coming up and coming up and coming up. Look at that. What is that on my glasses? And so one of the things that came up is this product called Magic Mind. And Magic Mind just kept coming onto my radar time and time again. And it kept showing up until I listened. And then I'm like, this has to be coming into my field of awareness for a reason. So I decided to give it a try. So I got the little 5 pack, and Magic Mind is basically, I don't know, kind of like an energy elixir. It's like a green shot, a small bottle, and it has matcha. And I'm not a big coffee person, but I do love matcha and kick off my day most often with matcha if I have a hot drink in the morning. So Magic Mind combines like all of these things that I had been incorporating into my well-being practices. I had been taking L-theanine for stress reduction and ashwagandha. And all of those things are in Magic Mind. And so for me, the thing about Magic Mind is not only does it give you energy, but it also helps to reduce and kind of calm the system. So I tried it, and I think the first time I tried it, I really did feel kind of this, I don't know, kind of like a melting, just a little relaxation. And so I was all over that. And then it also helps for mental focus and clarity. And for me, that's a biggie. So I have been looking at and incorporating and learning about the power of mushrooms and lion's mane and cordyceps and all of these things. So that is another thing in Magic Mind. So it took like all of these little things that I had been using, put it together in this little shot. And oh, okay, so I bought the card. This little shot, it looks like this. And so I'm excited. I'm partnering with Magic Mind. And if you want to try it, you can go to magicmind.com/Karen O, KARENO, and get 20% off your first purchase. So give it a whirl. I mean, I'm not a big TV person, but I will tell you, if you keep up with the Kardashians, even they are using Magic Mind. So, anywhoosies. So, I am digging this whole thing about inspired action and following these little whispers that keep showing up and really listening to them and seeing where they lead me. So, now that it's December, I'm thinking, what will the theme be for 2024? Which brings me to this podcast episode, because for the first time, I am recording my podcast, a solo episode on video. I haven't done that. And I am feeling like my 2024 theme has to do with stretching out of my comfort zone. And I have not done video. I think I think for a couple of reasons. Like, I do this podcast on the fly. So I just kind of show up. Sometimes it's the night before. I flick on the microphone and just whatever comes out is whatever I share. And one of the things I think now that I am not working full time, I'm kind of keen on just dabbling in the area of video. I know some people like to listen, but some people like to watch when they listen. So, this is my inaugural video episode that I am going to tinker with in 2024. So we'll see. I think that I have had resistance about doing video, because a lot of times I will just be sitting on my bed holding ye old microphone and, you know, closing my eyes and I just start talking and there I go. And I'm like, who wants to watch me close my eyes and talk? But, but, um, I am going to stretch in 2024 and I'm going to just start doing things and welcoming in things and saying yes to things that previously I have not. Because I feel like in confronting the resistance that I have had to doing video podcasting, that will be the leading edge of growth for me. So I challenge you. What is it that you are going to do to challenge yourself to grow in 2024? Let me know. Send me a comment, and and then I will link for you in this episode where it's going to air. I guess I have to create a YouTube channel. And I will also link for you the Magic Mind link that you can click on to get 20% off if you want to try Magic Mind. And that is magicmind.com/Karen O. And yeah, so I think it's all about growth and stretching and doing things that are new. So as we start to wind down the year, think about it. Think about it for yourself. Like, what is it that you want to do to elevate your 2024? So that's it for now. It's short and sweet. So, because I'm all about doing less for the holidays. Um, yeah. So we're gonna sit with that. And I'd love to hear what you come up with. But until then, go out and do something that brings you joy.